Hey guys, it's John and Jackie of OpenLove101.com, and we're going to talk today about, once again, emails that we get, and we seem to be getting more and more of these where a couple will ask us, questions about coming to the club for the first time, and they hear us talking about, and they see plenty of stuff online about who goes to swingers clubs. It's mainly couples, and a lot of couples are looking for single women, and then there are a lot of clubs nights where they have single men that are allowed. And many couples that come to the club, initially, it's because the man wants to see his wife with another woman. So we'll label her as bisexual, if that's what it is. And this conversation is partly about labeling and how we feel about labels. But the messages we're getting lately, or the questions we're getting lately is, are there any, the comment will be, I'm bi, are there any, bi men in the clubs? And, I think...
Which, by the way, I'm just going to interrupt.
By
the way. I'm really encouraged by the freedom some of these men are finally feeling about being able to come out and even ask that question.
Yeah.
I am seeing a growing trend in the lifestyle where men are embracing this part of who they are, this exploration into pleasure, or I was watching a comedian the other night, and he was talking about, if men weren't supposed to be with other men, then why would they put the man's G-spot up his butt?
Oh my God.
I mean, that's kind of weird, but it actually got me thinking, that's a great point. I mean, why is it that we're so quick to accept this exploration for women, and yet we will not allow the same kind of exploration for men? And so I'm super encouraged by the fact that we've got more and more men that are even asking this question, I want to do this. Is it okay if I do this in the club? And while it's encouraging, it's also a little bit sad that they feel so segregated.
Well, but that's been the case for couples in the swinger lifestyle for a long time, that we're segregated.
Right.
And we still are. We really have a long way to go when it comes to that. When it comes to labeling, we went to a seminar last year, Nadia Allens, and it was a doctor, and she spoke about different levels of the label of bisexuality. And so there are men out there that consider themselves, on the one end, they're definitely bi, they're attracted to and can have relationships that are deeper than just sexually with other men. And then you come all the way back to the other extreme, and there's different, levels in between.
Stages, yeah.
But on the other end of it could be, okay, so we're in a situation in a room having, a threesome with a couple, and me and the man, the other guy as part of the couple, end up rubbing up against each other, for some reason, and rather than being, offended or pulled away or freaked out by it, just accepting it as, oh, wow, that kind of feels good. Right. So it can just be, in the moment kind of an experience.
Right.
But in our society, we really like to label things. And so that's why I think in a lot of emails we're getting, so the gentleman's saying, I'm bi. I'm not really sure what the definition of that is in his mind. But I am encouraged too. And at the clubs, occasionally over the years, and it seems to be more and more frequent, where someone will come to us and say, hey, did you know there's couples in there right now, and the two men are actually playing with each other? And I'll be like, okay, so? And they're like, well, you're going to let that happen? I'm like, well, I'm really not understanding what you're trying to tell me. If you don't like watching it, you don't have to. You can go somewhere else in the club. But if they're enjoying themselves, we should let them enjoy themselves. Yeah. And that's really been a philosophy of club for a long time. In my travels to Europe over the years, and I'm talking about in the past 20 years, 20 years ago, 18 years ago, going into some swingers clubs in Europe, I would walk in and you would see in the group room girl play and guy play, and it wasn't a big deal over there. And I don't know if that's because they've been more accepting to the swinging lifestyle over the 2,000, 2,500 year period, since Romans really ruled most of Europe. And maybe here in our country that's newer, it's not so accepted because it's really a newer country and it was based on, really strong, belief system that would prevent that from happening. Right. So I'm seeing that we see that change happening in the gay society, right, and other societies that haven't been so accepted, but we're seeing them more and more accepted today. So I think it's happening in our lifestyle as well.
And I'm really encouraged. I talk to the younger generation a lot, and it really is encouraging how open they are to just kind of accepting like these pleasurable interactions that they have, whatever those interactions are. If it's this way or that way, oh well. I'm more about being in tune to my body and how it feels, instead of getting all caught up in some kind of stereotype or label, or that I'm going to be viewed a certain way because I'm doing this. And while we're not at nirvana yet, I think we're getting there. It's just about being persistent. And I would tell anybody that's coming to our club to absolutely experiment with your body, experiment with what you would like to do. And if someone within the club has an issue with that, that's what our staff is for. And you just talk to them. The only way, though, it's just like with anything, the only way you're gonna evoke change is to start doing that change that you want to see in the world. So,
well, I think too, you have to remember if someone's coming in, they're looking for a certain thing. Like so many couples come in, they're looking to be with another woman. You may not find that. And the same thing, I think, if a couple's coming in, they're really looking to be with another man that's open to man play, and is about communicating. Because you don't want to cross a line in the heat of a moment and find that you're with someone that isn't maybe comfortable with that kind of play. So communication and consent is really important.
Well, and being proactive too, because there are a lot of adult social sites that you can get on today. And, maybe you can have a conversation with other couples that have those same kinds of likes that you can communicate with and meet up at a club.
Right. And that way you can cut through the, trying to find someone in the club that might be that way. And that's a great point. And so with something like that, it might be a great place to start on the adult social sites. Finding people out there that have actually shown, or they indicate that that's, they're into male-male play, and then you can take it from there, either at the club or somewhere else in private.
Right. So. But don't shy away from who you are. Just be courageous.
All right. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please sign up on our email list at openlove101.com so we can let you know what's coming up and what's happening soon. Thanks. See ya.
So if you want John to button a shirt, click on the link below.